How do you expect me to change? I hear you. I hear you. You're motivating me. You're inspirational. You're telling me I can do and be all the things I want to be in this lifetime. But how am I supposed to change what I do on a day to day basis just because I believe in myself now? Like, how do I actually do and make the changes necessary so that I can become that identity that you keep talking about? What the heck is identity work in the first place? Because yes, I'm going to say out loud, out of my mouth, I want to be successful, but the regular automatic me on a day-to-day basis continues to wake up late, continues to operate at the same pace that I was before. So I'm not really understanding how I'm supposed to become something new when my daily habits reflect the current me, refusing to try the new thing, even though I know what I'm supposed to be doing, even though I know exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be thinking. I know that I'm supposed to be removing things out of my life that are distractions. I am struggling. Please help me. If you're struggling to change your behavior, if you're stuck being the mediocre version of yourself, it's likely because of your self concept. And the reason behavior change is so hard is because you've worked really, really, really hard to obtain the self concept that you currently have, which directs your behaviors, thus allowing your identity to remain firm in that, in who you are when it comes to that. So your behavior is not moving, the needle is not moving in the direction that you have mentally and verbally said you want to go, is because, yeah, I can say your heart's not in it, but really the psychology behind why is a little bit deeper than that. And just so you know, there's hope. There's more than hope. You actually can change that. It's not permanent. It may feel permanent, but it's only because you've practiced being the current you for such a long period of time that you're really good at it. You're really good at it. So now it's time to put that same energy, the same level of energy on every single level, thoughts, physical, your emotions, same, put that same energy into this new identity by improving our self concept. If you are back watching another one of my videos, thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, my name is Aspivy J, and on my channel, we talk about mindset mastery so that we can transform our life so that we can, in fact, get more fulfillment out of this here life. All right. All right. So what's going on? Why am I not, if you're thinking that, why am I not changing? I see the Delulu challenge. I see the post on YouTube 100 for 100 days challenge. I see the 75 hard. I see the 75 mediocre. I see the 12-year week. I understand all of these concepts. I see the 100-day challenge. I understand all of these concepts, but I'm absolutely struggling to change. If that sounds familiar, it's likely because you have a lower self concept on a psychological level of who you are and what you deserve, and it's time to change that. So be sure to keep watching today's video because we're gonna talk about that. Why is your self concept so low and how to improve it? And I'm gonna give you some exact steps so that you can level it up to the point where there's no return. All right, so first, what is the self concept? Self concept is the overarching internal model you hold about who you are. Who are you? It is the cognitive and effective answer to the question, who am I? Which encompasses your beliefs, traits, values, and social roles. It shapes how you perceive yourself and interact with the whole world. All right, so that's the definition of self-concept. Now, there are three components of self-concept. The first being your self-image or the self-image, and that's how one perceives themselves. Self-image, that's how you see yourself in the present moment. Your physical traits, your personality characteristics, and your social roles, all within the present moment. Now, the second concept is your ideal self. This is who you ultimately want to be. It consists of the attributes and qualities you are striving towards. Okay. And then the third component of self concept is your self esteem. That's how much you value, what you accept, and like yourself based on your self image. Now, self concept is something that learns and it evolves over time, which lets you know that it's something that can change. It's not a permanent thing. And it started through infancy. It literally started imprinting on you from the time you were born until present day. And so for those formative years, you didn't have a lot of say so over whether or not you believe certain things. People just told you what to believe, and you did that just based on survival. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to survive. For example, if in your family, if your family is of a certain religion, for the most part, for the less than brave, you just agreed with the religion and did what you had to do so that you could survive. You knew you had shelter, food, water, school, and safety. So you did what you needed to do at that moment to survive. But now you're an adult and you don't have to do none of those things. In fact, I advise you to rebel against most of the things that you previously thought were true, because likely it was just someone else's opinion and not factual. So all right, so back, but we're gonna stay on track though. All right, so now we know what self concept is, what our self concept is, and where it comes from. Now, how does that impact our behaviors? Up until this moment, how does that impact our behaviors? Well, for example, if you believe you're someone that deserves to make $80,000, no more than $80,000 from a job, and you also have the belief that saving as much money as possible is how you survive and stay safe, and you also believe that anyone who is not a part of your who does not believe the same thing that you believe are not going to heaven, then those are your concepts of self, and that is how you operate in the world. So you do and maintain the behaviors to uphold those attributes about you. And your ideal image is that because I'm saving and I'm not greedy, because you believe rich people are greedy, and I go to church, I tithe, that you are at this specific level and you deserve everything that this level deserves. Okay. So your ideal image is that you're going to get into heaven one day, but you have to maintain these truths about yourself that you have developed over time to now you have it in this organized, stable self-concept. So you don't utilize your vacation that your job gives you for actual vacation. You use that time to organize your house or do something, just trying to save as much money as possible in the short amount of years we have. That's just who you are. This is an example, obviously. Okay, so you do, anyways, I say all that to say you're doing everything to maintain and uphold this image. But then say for instance, one day some type of epiphany happened. Unfortunately, a lot of these things happen when something else happens in our life. For example, if someone that we've known for a long period of time gets ill or transitions, that's a lot of times when our eyes wake up like, oh my gosh, like we don't have as much time as we thought we have. Or you lose a job, or the relationship that you had that you were certain was going to be, a lifetime relationship doesn't last. Is like you wake up, right? And you say you woke up one day and you realize that everything you've done up until that point was to satisfy everyone else. It was to satisfy the adults, even though you're technically one now, but when you're a child, the adults, is to satisfy this old self concept of you yourself that is outdated and really is misaligned with who you actually are. So then you have like this rebellious streak, right? You're trying to figure out yourself. And during this time, some people have it as most people have it as teenagers. Some people have it. Some people do have it later on in life. And then there are some of us who have multiple moments like this. It just depends. Everyone has this unique, beautiful life that they get to live that's their own. Okay, but back to what I'm saying. You go on this journey to find yourself. And then once you come back out of that like super rebellious, like hyper like part of you, you come back and you're trying to now develop a new concept. This is usually when a person decides they want something else out of life. And this is the perfect moment for you to insert your ideal image for your new self. All right. And this is a great time to change your behaviors. Again, nothing crazy has to happen in order for you to come to this moment. But if you are that part of your life where you just had this type of moment, or you just decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of watching other people live their dream life and I'm just consuming them. I'm watching through their eyes, them living their dream life. And you want a piece of that pie? This is how you change your behavior. All right. So, okay, I could very much so say change your self concept. And it's like, okay, but what does that actually do? I tried changing my self concept and it worked for a short period of time, but it was just surface level. All right. The behaviors must match the identity that you're going after. And so when they say list your avatar of who you want to be, write out exactly who you want to be. And yes, it's going to take work. Stop being lazy. But you need to write out exactly who you want to be, what you believe, how you think. Focus on the ideal image part of it, okay? So create your ideal image, the avatar of you. But I don't want you to do it digitally. I want you to put pen to paper, pencil to paper. I want this to be written down, okay? This is a part of the mind-body connection that's very important when you are developing different neural pathways. Remember, in neuroscience, no pathways are permanent. Everything is impressionable. So you have the ability to change how your brain operates. So I highly suggest you use pencil to paper. Yes, typing on the keyboard is easy, typing on the phone is easy, but pen to paper. Okay? All right. Okay, so now that you have written out your avatar, and if you aren't familiar with your avatar and who you want to be, your ideal image from the personality to your personality characteristics, to your how you dress, to how you think, what you believe. If you're having problems with that, think about what you don't want to believe, what you don't want to think. Think about the opposite what you want. If you can't think about what you want, think about the opposite. Okay, so I don't want to believe that God doesn't exist. I don't want to believe the negative beliefs that money is the root of all evil and that rich people are greedy, because we already know that with money in the right hands, we can all make greater, better change, right? So just focus on that, and then it'll help you with the ideal avatar if you can't come up with it off bat. All right, so now that you have your avatar and you have the ideal image of who you want to be, go through and list the behaviors of said person. For example, let's use fitness, right? If you want to be the fittest version of yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, and in all those ways, then what does that person do every day? For me, that's meditation, prayer, breath work, moving my body no less than 10,000 steps, eating whole foods, trying something challenging, stretching, getting my blood work done so I know what supplements that I supposed to take, not my favorite influencers, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Do that for all the different areas. Now you're going to go back and say, what can I change today? Which one of these behaviors can I change today, right here, right now? Start small. And you're going to keep it small until you're able to add another thing. And you're going to just keep adding things until you are doing all of the things that the fittest version of you does. Okay? So, for example, if you are working on your weight loss and you don't want to go into the gym, you may be embarrassed or insecure. Don't worry about it. You don't need a gym to get into better shape. You can just go out there and walk with flip flops if you have to. You can do at home workouts for free using YouTube videos. Start with what you have. Start where you are with what you have, and then add on the next thing. That's exactly what I did last year to lose 50 pounds. I started with what I have. I just got a gym membership like a month ago. Like, I didn't have all that, and I'm learning because I feel like a baby fresh out the womb. All right, so just be okay and comfortable knowing that you don't know everything, but you're going to do this one thing today, and then you're going to add another thing in 2 weeks, and you're just going to keep stacking these habits that's going to contribute to the behavior. And then you're going to be someone who does this without even thinking about it. Like, do you think about brushing your teeth every day? No, but you do it, right? Hopefully. I know you do, right? Because you're a high achieving woman. You're not leaving your house without brushing your teeth. So same with these new behaviors that you want to enact, this new person you want to bring into into your reality, and not even be fake about it. Like, it's actually you. Like, I'm actually the person that wakes up and uses sunscreen every day. That's crazy. I had to get burnt. When I say burnt, literally burnt on my back from the sun exposure. Like, painful to the touch, burnt. And now I wear sunscreen every day. Don't let that be you. Don't wait till something bad happens for you to figure out you should be doing this on a day-to-day basis. Okay. Extreme example, but it's the truth. Sometimes we got to get knocked upside our head for us to do the right thing. Don't let that be you. Start doing the things now that you know after a long period of time or a short period of time will add up to the greater good. So simple. All right. And that's really how you improve your self concept, because if I'm my avatar now, I don't have to wait until the future to become her. Therefore, I do what she does now. All right. But first you need to list it out so you can see. And if it helps, write out your anti avatar. Who do you not want to be? I don't want to be a lazy couch. I don't want to be a lazy person. I don't want to be a person that can only speak one language. I don't want to be a person that has doom and gloom at the forefront of her mind, and all conversations are about all the negative things that are in the news around this world every single day. So, and focus on that and focus on creating just as detailed of an anti-avatar as you do your ideal avatar. That helps someone like me, because the nice pushy motivational stuff gets me started, but the anti version of it keeps me going and gets me to the finish line. So if that sounds like you, I would highly suggest, and that's how you improve your self concept. It's not just about who you are in the present moment. It's about who you're working towards and what you're going to do to get there. So remember, self concept is your self image, your ideal image, and your self esteem. So, like, if you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention, okay? All right. I hope that helps. And that actually has been helping me with my behavior, because when something gets challenging in my mind and I start hyperventilating about it, I take a deep breath for one, because girl, calm down. And then two, I pray, because also get some help. And then three, most importantly, I take the action that I was downloaded. And a lot of times that action is nothing. You can only change what you can do. You can't change you can't change the outcomes. You can only do what you can do. When you realize that's all you should be focusing on, then the rest falls by the wayside, because what's the point of stressing about things that you have no control over? None. It's just adding worry and higher cortisol and visceral fat and all the things that we don't need, like that, into our life, and we don't have time for that, right? All right, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're interested in building more momentum in your life, be sure to check the links out in the description. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe if you're interested in helping me out on growing this YouTube channel. In the meantime, in between time, thank you so much for watching today's video. My name is Spivey J, and I really do hope you have a beautiful day. All right, peace.